14 of 15 people drowned trying to reach Europe. 8 graves were dug on one day in one border town. The sole survivor lived while everyone else aboard died, and the town is now demanding rescue be faster the next time a boat goes over. Why did a vessel carrying just 15 kill 14 who are the dead beyond the 8 buried together, and is anyone still missing at sea? The boat went over late last week off the Tunisian coast with 15 aboard bound for Europe. 14 died and 1 lived. The loss became visible on Wednesday when 8 young Tunisian men who drowned in the Mediterranean were buried together in Bengardan, and by Saturday the same town had shifted from mourning to protest, calling on Tunisian authorities to speed up rescue operations. That call for faster rescue is the only specific grievance about the response that is verified. 14 dead, 1 survivor. The sinking erased almost everyone on board. That ratio on a vessel carrying just 15 shows how lethal the crossing is even without a large overcrowded ship, and it frames every unanswered question that follows. Bengardan, also transliterated as Bengardan, is a border town in southeastern Tunisia where many families have ties to migration and work on both sides of the frontier. The boat capsized near the Tunisian coastline, with one account placing it off Zarzis just north of Bengardan, on the central Mediterranean corridor that links Tunisia and Libya to Italy and Malta. The confirmed narrative rests on a single video report published August 27, 2026. Beyond late last week near the Tunisian coast, the exact date, time, and coordinates were not detailed, nor was what caused the vessel to go over, whether overloading, weather, engine failure, or taking on water. Dangerous crossings in small boats without safety equipment are often made on this route. Numbers diverge and none is reconciled. The central toll of 14 dead and 1 survivor among 15 aboard stands alongside separate counts for what appears to be the same sinking off Zarzis, 12 dead and 2 missing, and 2 dead and 12 missing 48 hours earlier, both attributed to the Tunisian National Guard, with a third count of 13 missing. What happened to the other 6 who died beyond the 8 buried? Where and when their bodies were recovered, how they were identified, and where they were buried or whether they have been recovered at all, has not been established. The sole survivor's identity, age, condition, and nationality have not been detailed. The Saturday protest followed the Wednesday burials in the same town. Residents mourned and directed anger at the rescue effort. One account described road blockades, tires set on fire, and clashes in which the National Guard used tear gas, driven in part by unemployment grievances. What specifically occurred during search and rescue, how long it took to reach the capsized boat, what assets were deployed, whether anyone is still missing at sea, and how authorities have answered the call to accelerate have not been detailed in an audited timeline, leaving the core question of delay unresolved. No formal investigation or oversight has been announced. Families frame the deaths not as an isolated accident at sea, but as the endpoint of economic pressure at home. Many relatives and residents blame the decision to attempt the crossing on Tunisia's deteriorating economic conditions. National Institute of Statistics data for the first quarter of 2026 puts youth unemployment at 37.5%, essentially unchanged from 38.5% in the same quarter of 2022, a single point of improvement in 4 years. Overall unemployment stood at 15% that quarter, down from 15.2% the prior quarter. For young men, it was 39.1%, for young women, 34.1%, and graduate unemployment rose to 24.2% from 22.5% the previous quarter. In that market, staying means joblessness and precarious informal work against leaving by sea, where 15 aboard can mean 14 dead. This was not an outlier. On the central Mediterranean corridor, deaths and disappearances are approaching 1,000 by mid-2026. With International Organization for Migration figures cited at 821 dead and missing already by mid-year, a 111% increase, and separately at 914 by mid-year, more than double the comparable period in 2025, while arrivals fell. Central Mediterranean arrivals dropped 46% to 8,577. Western African Atlantic arrivals fell 78% to 2,276. Eastern Mediterranean deaths tripled to 244 near Crete, and more than 180 were feared dead in the last 10 days alone. Researchers point to invisible shipwrecks never officially recorded, with Cyclone Harry in January cited as contributing to the early year spike. The accessible IOM Missing Migrants database was blocked for direct verification at the end of August, returning access denied, with the latest listed incident dated August 20. So the late last week Tunisian sinking is not separately broken out, and it cannot be confirmed whether it is included in those annual totals. The policy backdrop is the EU-Tunisia Memorandum of Understanding from July 2023, €255 million total, 105 million for border management and maritime operations, 65 million contracted for Coast Guard training and equipment. No 2026 amendment or legal mandate requiring search and rescue in Tunisia waters was found in the retrieved record, and no specific application of that deal to the Zarzi's sinking was evidenced. The deal funds interceptions at sea, and it has been condemned by dozens of organizations, while the EU added Tunisia to a safe countries of origin list in February 2026, despite UN experts saying Tunisia is not a place of safety under maritime law. In Bengardan, 8 graves dug on one day have become a focal point for two demands: that rescue be faster and more effective next time, and that young men not feel they must leave at all. Whether that translates into change depends on what is still missing: the precise circumstances that sank the boat, the full identities of all 14 who died, the account of the one person who survived, an audited timeline of the rescue and whether anyone remains at sea, and any formal answer from authorities to the protests that followed the burials. Like and follow for more stories that matter.